Good morning and happy Saturday. Welcome back to the Daily Grind. I'm your host, Chump Change. This is live and recorded. For anybody that might be new here, what we typically do is go over crypto news in the space. I update myself, bring you guys along for the ride. Let's see who's here in the chat, and then we'll get into this. Mr. Andrew Masad, good to see you, buddy. Backwards Miner, all set, good to see you. Nick K. Zarkov, Rich Lofthouse, good to see you, man. We have DHJ Mining, good to see you. Let's see, TSN. I don't know if this is a new logo for somebody, but I've never seen you before, and you're a member, so I appreciate you. Thank you for being here. Nismo Miner, good to see you. Regilio, my man Ursa. We have a Black Hat Team, Backwards Miner. Let's see, Anthony Denizzo. I might have said that already. Magic Lucky, my man. Good to see you. Crypto KJ, good morning, sir. All right, let's get into this. Look at this bloodbath. Bruh. We have Bitcoin, $67,927. It's really not that bad, people. It's really not that bad. We're still in the $60,000 range. That is crazy. This is crazy. All right, this is an epic discount. Exactly. Thank you, Yuzu, in the chat. All right, we have Ethereum, 32.98. Everything else is down. This is what we call a fire sale. This is when little Timmy gets scared and sells everything for a loss. And this is when the smart people buy and accumulate more. I bought $500 in Caspi yesterday when it was, I don't even know actually, was it 10 cents? I think it was maybe 11 cents actually. We have Litecoin down to $86. Solid buy in my opinion. ADA, I bought more of this yesterday as well. 51 cents. Actually, I got some at 50 cents. Excuse me. We have Solana, 152 bucks. ETC at $29. Not too bad. Let's see. Anything else jumping out at me? Dogecoin, 17 cents. We have AVAX, 38 bucks. XRP, 54 cents. Honestly, everything is a good buy right now. That's just my opinion. You guys do what you want. Not financial advice. BCH is down to 539 bucks. Man, this was at $700 right after the halving. That's kind of terrible. That's pretty far down, but nonetheless, guys, we're looking fine. Don't worry about it. All right, looking at crypto bubbles on the day. Look at this. Landmines. This is terrible. What's the biggest loser? I think it's Rune. Nope, Core. Core is the biggest loser. Oh, nope. Conflux. We have Conflux here. 23%. Conflux. 27 cents, and it's 23% down on the day. We have DYDX 18.1% down at $2.38. We have Core down 22.3% at $1.66. Sand, I've actually been purchasing some of this on Coinbase. Shout out to my man Dan R. Awesome. This is 49 cents. Perfect. Fire sale 17.7. This is a gaming token, if I'm not mistaken. We have LTC 10.4% down on the day. Again, $86.45. Let's see, Starknet over here down $1.48 or to $1.48, down 17.5% on the day. Ondo seems to be the only one really up in the top 100 coins. 83 cents, and it's up 8.4%. Strange. Yeah, nothing really else pops out at me. What are you guys thinking? Blood in the water. Yep, that's it, man. It's, you know what, like Warren Buffett says, be fearful when people are greedy and be greedy when people are fearful. That's how you should be. And right now is time to buy, not panic and sell, because that's when you lose your money. My opinion, not financial advice. Look at this fear and greed index. Sorry, flashbang, forgot to tell you, we have 72. This is good. We needed this. We needed something under 75. 75 has been holding pretty strong for the past couple weeks, actually. This is really good. I would not be shocked if we saw a little bit more of a pullback, to be honest. Going into the halving, this is good. This gives me more confidence that we're not going to have a sell the news event, but I guess we're going to have to see Caveman Mining, my man in the house. Appreciate you for being here, buddy. You're supposed to be on vacation. Have a safe trip. I don't know if you left already, but if you're going to leave today, travel safe, buddy. All right, let's move on. We have CoinGecko over here, top 10 coins. Actually, let's check out the trending first. So we have Gala trending, 10 set, whatever this is, and Nisa Global. Don't know what, honestly. Actually, I've heard of Gala, but I'm not invested in any of these, and I don't know what these two are. All right, top 10 coins. Coin market cap over on CoinGecko. We have Bitcoin still at a $1.3 trillion market cap. at 67K. 1.3 trillion people. We still have plenty of money in this market. We have Ethereum in second place, Tether, BNB, Solana, USDC, Lido Staked Ether, XRP, Dogecoin, and Toncoin. Toncoin is green. Look at that. I mean, it had a pullback, but nonetheless, the chart over here is green. $22.9 billion market cap. We have Cardano. Man, this shit is on a fire sale right now. Cardano is, I don't know. You guys do what you want, but I'm DCAing into it because I think it's an easy 6x in the bull run, but that's my opinion. $17 billion market cap. Again, if you guys look, I've showed this forever. All of you guys probably seen it all week. Again, 2017, 2021. I would be shocked if it didn't do close to the same thing, have some sort of rise in price in the 2024 bull run. So we'll have to see. Not financial advice, just what I'm doing personally. So if you want a copy, feel free. We have Bitcoin Cash in 14th place. Shiba's still in 13th. Shiba's still surprising me. I'm still stunned that this coin still has a $14 billion market cap and it's still in like the top 20, top 15 even. Crazy. Absolutely crazy. Mr. Joker Miner, I blame him for the crash yesterday. Good morning, sir. That's funny. Joker Miner told me he bought some ADA. And I said, great, now we're all going to lose money. And then the market tanked. I was totally messing with you, but it was funny. And it was quite convenient that it happened like right after I said it. Anyways, Litecoin in 20th place over here. Uniswap going through some trouble. Having a bit of a pullback. We're at a $5.9 billion market cap. I think Uniswap's going to be fine, but the SEC, I guess, is going after them, giving them Wells notices or something, if I'm not mistaken. Again, ETC, I think Ethereum Classic is going to do fantastic in the bull run. Just my opinion, but let's see. So its all-time high was $167. It's down 82.3% almost 3 years ago, right? That was in the 2021 bull run. If you guys look, 2017, 2021, you think it's not going to go crazy this time with the ETF for Ethereum coming up? You're insane. I think this is going to be an easy, probably 6x as well, hopefully. That's my hopes anyways. Ethereum Classic's kind of one of those coins where I'll always have faith in it just because the name and it is the original Ethereum at the end of the day. But I don't know. I feel like some things need to happen with it, I guess, for it to be like a solid, okay, it's definitely going to 6x, but it's a good chance that it has some sort of, you know, push behind it. We have Render in 40th place, $8.11. Bruh. This is a good one, I think, to be honest. I wish I stayed in it, man. I bought it at $1.55 and I sold out because I needed to pay my friggin' disgusting electric bill, 30 cents per kilowatt hour. Wanted to throw up. It's gross. Still want to throw up. Gaspa 12.75. Let's see. Look at this. Look at this. If we draw a line, if you drew a line straight down, right, or maybe across the peaks, how we do it, probably there, right? Looks like we're testing the top of it. Maybe we'll have another shot off. Let's see. I hope Caspa has a rise in price at some point soon, but it's still ranked 42nd, guys. A brand new coin that has never seen a bull market, brought out in May 2022 according to CoinGecko. I think it was out a little before that, but nonetheless, a $2.9 billion market cap for a coin that's brand new, more or less brand new, only a couple years old. It's still pretty impressive. Still pretty impressive. Let's see. Anything else? You know what? How's the lithium doing? Let me type this in. Where is lithium on the charts actually? Oh, let's see. It is ranked 296. See, these are the coins that you can make a lot of money on, the ones that are out of the top 100. But at the same time, I don't know what's going to happen with lithium right now. My opinion, again, fire sale. If you're going to buy, or if you're interested in one of them miners, just buy the coin. You'd be stupid not to. That's just my opinion. You'd be very stupid not to just buy the coin instead of spending 15K on a box miner. That's just my opinion. All right, Hedera H-bar. Let's see. Hedera's had a freaking pullback, and I was actually, you know what, I'm gonna put some money into this today. I'm gonna ask at the end of the stream actually what you guys think I should put money into. I think Hedera is probably one of them good ones that I do want to throw some into. Let's see. 2021, yeah, it was like 30. What did it go to? 50 cents or something? 56 cents, 84% down. I think this might be a decent one. I'm not positive though, so I'm kind of just I don't know. We have higher lows obviously, but Yeah, I don't know. I think all these altcoins are going to do freaking fantastic. It's 41st place. We have a 3 I guess just a $3 billion market cap, 3.083. Yeah, I don't know. What do you guys think? Does anybody have Hedera? Let me know. Neoxa, let's check out Neoxa. How's that doing? Oh god, I don't even want to look. I don't even want to look. Oh man, I kind of want to go to my iNodes right now. Oh, I'm definitely not logged in though. It's at 0.002, 2/10 of a penny. I have enough for a master node and I just haven't done it yet. You know what, I really need to get on that. But I think this coin's gonna be a sleeper, to be honest. It's a mineable gaming currency, right? It's down 91%. It went up to 2 cents over a year ago, but these master nodes have been being very profitable. Let's check out the last year. Man, so it had a dip down to 1/10 of a penny. Now we're at 2/10. Hopefully it stays above this 1/10 of a penny, but I think we'll be all right. I think Neoxa will be all right. I think they're doing the right things, so we're just gonna have to see. Honestly, we're just gonna have to see. Let me see what you guys are saying in the chat. One of my 3070 is making the most insane clicking noise. It's like when you snap your fingers, kind of in volume. On a lithium 300 COF 1640 core. Anyone else that had this extreme clock, or this extreme click rather? I have not. 3 mil. That's weird. Are you sure it's not the fans? That's weird. I'm on a shared node with Neoxa. Nice 100 air. What are you where are you doing that? Let me know in the chat, please. That'd be fantastic. Yeah guys, nothing else really popping out at me. Dog with hat is taking a bit of a pullback. It was over $4. It's at $2.79. So if you guys want to waste your money on meme coins, there you go. There's one for you. All right, let's move on to the mining segment of things. See what we're looking like today. Over here, you guys know I like to timestamp this. This is Mine the ASIC. No affiliation, but it's just a clean site to look at. So we have the KS5 Pro 21 terahash unit making $119 a day. We have the KS5 20 terahash unit making $113 a day. Listen, we've had a huge pullback in Caspa, and these things are still making over $100 a day. Granted, the $30,000 machines, but still, they're doing pretty good. The Gold Shell AL box, this is the start of it. We've already dropped under $100. I know we're having a pullback on lithium as well, but I wouldn't be shocked to see this thing continue to go down. That's just my opinion. 94, 97 today. We have the KS5L 12 terahash unit on Caspa, $64 a day. Man, bruh. We have the IB Link BMKS Max. Let's see. This is the 11 terahash unit making $55 a day. The Windminer K9 10.3 terahash unit making $54 a day. We have the Ice River KS3 8 terahash unit making $40 a day, and the KS3M is only making $28 a day. Bruh. That's terrible. That's bad. That's really bad. That sucks. That definitely sucks. Anyways, all right, let's see the Antminer L7. Look at this thing. It's even such a big pullback, it's still making $12 a day. Not too bad. It could be worse. This is the 9050 version. I got mine down at Terra Hosting, paying 10 cents kilowatt hour. Thankfully, I don't have to worry about disgustingly high electric rate like I do up here. Let's see, we have the KS2 over here making $9.12 a day. Oh, look at that. The Bitcoin miners finally flipped over and they're mining Bitcoin again. $7.24 a day on the S19K. Let's see real quick. Let's see. So Digibyte is now 50 cents less. Look at that. 50 cents less or so. Maybe 60. About, right? That's pretty could be worse, I guess, right? Hopefully Digibyte holds its price up because that's going to carry us through. Let me see, what's the price of Digibyte? Let's just check. DGB. It's at a penny. 1.3. So a 7-day. I mean, it really wasn't that much higher. I guess a penny and a half, or a penny 0.17 versus 0.13. I guess decent amount, right? But hey, it's kind of nice to see the Bitcoin miners actually more profitable mining Bitcoin again. Interesting. Getting my taxes put together while listening to you. Appreciate you, DJ Mines. You guys wait till the last freaking minute. Jesus Christ. I got all my shit to my accountant like months ago, and I just drop it off. They file for extensions, do whatever they have to do, and they just tell me when it's done. So that's that. But I can't wait. That's crazy. It's crazy you guys wait so long. It's nuts. We're actually gonna hear some tax shit today on crypto CNBC Crypto World's video. All right, the Ice River KS 1 terahash unit making $4.56 a day. That's awful. All right, I'm scared, nervous about it. Ice River KS0 200 gigahash unit at 100 watts making 9 Caspa a day, 96 cents. Bruh. We are officially under $1. Well, time to pack these things up. I gotta put them in my trailer. All right, let's move on. GPUs. See what we're looking like. I gotta get those things on solar ASAP. All right, we have the 4090. Looks like mining Gram and then Ironfish and Gram, or Ironfish and Caspa Classic. It seems to be the most profitable on pretty much every coin dual mining. Interesting. 7900 XT, Gram solely, Xano, and Ironfish and Gram. We have Abel on the 3090. Interesting. 3090 is weird. It's always different. 3090 Ti, same thing. Abel and Xano. We have the A5000 Abel. Nice. 178HX is on Chlor. Nothing else. Literally Chlor, Ironfish, Gram, Abel, Xano, Ton. Sorry, not Ton, just Gram. Every time I see the Gram logo, I think it's Ton. Weird though. All right, well, that's pretty much it there. Let's check out mining pool stats.stream. Again, no affiliation, but I like the events calendar here. We have the Bitcoin Satoshi Vision BSV being halved in 5 hours. We have Radiant in 6 days going through having 50,000 to 25,000. We have Bitcoin in 7 days. We are going to be cut in half. Perfect. That's awesome. It's going to be great. And then Octaspace. I have some Octaspace, so I'm excited about this. Going through a 5th inning. Same thing with Ethereum Classic. Going through a 5th inning. Actually, is that? Yeah, that's a 5th inning. Let's see. Nothing else. Veriscoin going through from 6 to 3 in 262 days. Oh, that's well ways away. What the hell? Bitcoin Diamond. What's going on there? Weird. Anyways, Pyron's going through a reduction as well. 17 to 14. Crazy. So there it is. All right, let's check out if there's any new coins, and then we will move on to the news. We have Osmium. That's how you say that. X11 4 days ago. Did I go? I think I looked at this yesterday, didn't I? Did I look at this yesterday? I can't remember. Guys, once you get off of this site and you go onto these websites, please be careful. This computer's VLAN, so I'm not worried about it. Osmium was born a very simple idea to promote reward talent in the blocks. Yeah, I read this yesterday. Yeah, this is yesterday. I saw this yesterday. Be careful, please, with these new coins. If you're going to download anything on their sites, please do it not on your own PC. Do it in like a shitty PC you don't care about if it gets ruined. All right, you guys, who knows? Anthony Denizzo said, I'm curious to know how many panels or watts of solar is needed to run all 9 KS0 Pros just off the sun. During the day, Anthony, I could do it 100%. The problem is the 24 hours trying to keep it up through the night. That's the problem. But yeah, so like I can run it. I have 2,000 watts of solar panels. So like I can, during the day, it's typically anywhere from like 500 watts, say, to like 15 or 1600 watts, right, depending on the sun. But yeah, I can run them all day, no problem. It's just like I said, at night, so I'm gonna have to put them on timers and get them all situated, but I will be doing that hopefully tomorrow. I have my kid's birthday today, so I can't really do anything today unless we have time. When I get home, I can record a little bit if the sun's still out. But anyways, let's move on to the news. We have market expert warns about the coming storm. I don't know if he was talking about the one yesterday or not, but let's see what he's got to say over here on Fox Business. Let's do it.
Joining me now, Crossmark Global CEO, CIO Bob Dahl. Bob, you point out in your note that there were voices on the street that were worried about inflation, and I'm going to show just a couple of quotes in your note because listen, Nancy Lazar, I love her. I feel like sometimes Jeremy Granith is a little bit too bearish, but very few on Wall Street, the experts, saw any inflation. They were so sanguine about it. So does that explain this sort of knee-jerk reaction?
I think it does. First of all, I love your line. The Fed's field trip to the grocery store. I'm going to steal that one, Charles. It's phenomenal. Look, we had the report today all by itself. We shouldn't worry about. The problem is it's now 3 months in a row where inflation's been hotter than expected. And so this quest for 2% inflation is laughable. We're closer to 4 than we are 3. We had been guessing we'd drift down toward 3, but even that could get to be a push here. And that's got to have the Fed, and obviously the markets today tell us investors are concerned.
All right, so this goes back to your predictions for the year. You've updated them. We could use this sort of as a scorecard. A couple things that have been checked off. Fed cut rates fewer than 6 times. Yeah, you were spot on about that. Certain sectors are outperforming right now. We know real estate, utilities, certainly under a whole lot of pressure. Some of the other things on here, let's just talk about some of the other things, particularly mild recession and unemployment above 4.5%. It feels like maybe we can get there, even though we pulled back a little bit in that last jobs report.
I thoroughly agree. Look, the lagged impact, people are tired of hearing it, of what the Fed did, raising rates from 0 to 5.25 in 18 months. There's still more to be felt. And that's part of why this inflation is so sticky and so stubborn, Charles. So I think that will continue to haunt us.
Earnings season right around the corner. You're looking for earnings growth. I think there's a double-digit earnings growth. Were you looking for that? And is that, I think it feels like it's going to be more bifurcated than normal.
I agree. I just saw that the top biggest 10 stocks are expected to have earnings growth of 34%. The other 490 minus 4%. So this broadening, as you see small stocks getting hammered today, is definitely taking a pause. Look, the consensus has earnings growth up 11% this year, 13% next year. Charles, I don't see either of those numbers coming true.
Right.
The only time the U.S. has had back-to-back double-digit earnings growth is off a recession low. We haven't had that. So I think the earnings numbers are not going to make it.
And you note, you're right, in your conclusion segment that, and I'm going to get the quote right here, predicting the end of a momentum run is a fool's game. So then how do you, Bob, navigate this market?
So until now, meaning the last 2 weeks where things are definitely changing, our view has been don't get in the way of the momentum because, to repeat, it's a fool's game to predict the end of it. But what you own is important. We want to own companies that can weather a storm whenever it comes. High earnings predictability, high earnings persistent, strong free cash flow growth. Those common factors are, frankly, more important than what sectors and industries you're in, Charles.
And listen, a lot of people newish to the market. I know that a lot of my newer subscribers, I got the emails this morning. They see all the red on the screen. How do you calm people down? I mean, it's easy to get caught up in all of this, and it's a lot harder, though, right? It's like I started the show. The moment of truth is the moment of truth. Everyone says the same thing. Oh, I'm in it for the long run. I'm a long-term investor, and we're down 1.5% like they're looking for the exits.
Stocks over the long term give you about 8% return, but what do you have to put up with? On average, 3-5% declines in a 12-month period, 1 10%er, and every 5 years, 20% or more. Stocks don't go straight up. Over time, they do go up, but you got to have your seatbelt on, and days like today, your shoulder harness too.
And some days like today.
Some days like today, your shoulder harness too. Perfect. Shout out to Fox Business for that. All right, Fed can't argue against 3 hotter than expected inflation reports, says FundStrat's Tom Lee. Let's get into this. See what he's got to say over here on CNBC television.
But FundStrat's Tom Lee says it's temporary, a temporary moment of pain and a buy the dip opportunity. Perfect. He joins me now, post 9 to make.
I thought he was smart before, but he's even smarter now. Buy the dip opportunity. You heard it here.
That case, good to see you again. I'm glad you're here in person too. So you don't think that much changed this week?
I mean, I think the narrative got muddled because
this is obviously talking about stocks, right? Overall, but Bitcoin and crypto, same thing. Same thing. Buy the dip.
That CPI report was a disappointment, but it was driven by what we'd call stubborn components, shelter, auto insurance. You know, the median core CPI component now has only 1.7% year-over-year inflation. I mean, inflation is normalizing. It's just not evident in the total picture.
So the PCE in a couple of weeks is going to be more favorable, we think, than these latest inflation reads. And I know what everybody says about it being the Fed's favored measure on where inflation is. But are you entertaining the idea that this is not going to be as easy as you once thought it was going to be for this last mile, and therefore the market can't do what you once thought it could?
I'd say that that's really the narrative disruption this week, because now the Fed has 3 inflation reports that it can't argue against that are a little hotter than expected.
And the bulls can't really explain them away either, can they?
That's right. So what we would need to see is April and May CPI improvements, which is in the future, and then keeps the Fed from standing in the way of the economy. What we don't want is a Fed that wants to further slow the economy, which is rate hikes. And I think if they just do even one hike this year, it's still actually a good environment for stocks.
One cut, you mean?
Sorry, one cut.
Yeah, let's be clear. See, that's a Freudian slip. I mean, because the greatest fear of all is that they're going to have to hike again, however remote that possibility seems today. And even if you put into the soup all the Fed commentary that we've gotten of late, just seems to be push off rather than push up.
That's right. And I think it's, at the end of the day, it's even as CPI does look like it's somewhat sticky. PCE, as you pointed out, is more cooperative than PPI is, and measures like Truflation show inflation much softer, inflation expectations much lower. So I think at some point we could also just ask, is CPI a bit aberrant?
What about the valuations of the market? How do you counter the argument that they're just way too stretched? Multiples are just way too rich, given what now is likely to be the case of cuts later on?
I think when someone looks at 20 years of history, that's the argument they'll make. If they look at 90 years of PE multiples versus interest rates, when the 10 years between 4 and 5%, which is a pretty big range, the median PE is 20 times. So we're not even at a median PE multiple of what's existed whenever the 10 years been in this range. So, and then if you look at the median stock, it's actually at 16 times. I'd say that there's upside to earnings. I think multiples can expand. I don't think 5,200 is the ceiling for stocks this year.
What feels like the right ceiling now?
I know this is going to be tough for investors to embrace it, but I think something like 5,600, 5,700 is probably where the S&P exits the year, maybe even higher.
Much more backloaded into that than you once thought?
I think it's still backloaded because we'll have the cuts behind us, and we'll have visibility into 2025 earnings, which probably could be 270, maybe 280 next year.
Well, when you say we'll have the cuts behind us, are you so sure? Right? So let's
a 20% gain he's calling for.
Take June off the table. For argument's sake, no June.
Yeah.
You think the first one's in July?
Or it could be September, but
that's why I asked you if the move in the market that you just suggested is backloaded, because you're not going to get a big move until you see the first cut. At this point, now there's a lot of disbelief in the market.
That's right. And Scott, one thing to keep in mind is the probability of a June cut has been reduced, but it can come back if we have a good April and May CPI, because then it's going to put back into focus what is the trend in CPI. It does feel stubborn when you look at January, February, March.
Crazy. Shout out to Mr. Tom Lee over there. We're going to be hearing from Peter Schiff in a little bit, so stay tuned for that. It's going to be funny. All right, we have the IRS criminal investigation chief says agency prepared for crypto tax crimes. DJ doing his taxes right now. Gonna put him in a panic. Let's do it.
Today, Bitcoin drops below the $70,000 level to end the week.
I'm kidding. We all pay our taxes here. Make sure you guys do it. Don't skip out because they'll catch you.
Sam Bankman-Fried appeals his fraud conviction, and the criminal investigation chief at the IRS breaks down what you need to know when it comes to crypto and filing your taxes as the deadline looms.
Crypto is fake. Just give us all your money. That's all he wants to say.
Welcome to CNBC's Crypto World. I'm Jordan Smith. Digital currencies are back in the red to close out the week. Bitcoin dipped just under 1% over the past 24 hours after testing the $72,000 level a little more than a day ago. Ether fell right around 2% back to the $3,400 mark, and Solana fell 3.5% back below $170. Looking out across the week, we got some economic data that pushed back on expectations that we would see a rate cut from the Federal Reserve in the coming weeks. Consumer prices rose more than expected in March, while wholesale prices rose less than expected. That data left Wall Street concerned about lingering inflation, and that brought down the Dow and the S&P. Crypto, though, seems unfazed. Over the past 7 days, Bitcoin's risen.
The did he just say? Crypto is unfazed. Did anybody look at the market? Did anybody give this guy like a? I guess Bitcoin's still at 68,000. That's crazy. 68,000 is down 3.49%. Insane. Crypto is definitely not unfazed though.
Risen 2.5%, while Ethereum's risen more than 3%. Solana is an outlier, falling more than 4.5%. Now, looking ahead, the market is also preparing for the Bitcoin halving, which could come sometime in the next week. That won't mean much for investors in the near term, in the hours after the cut to mining rewards actually happens, but it's expected to move markets higher longer term thanks to tighter supply.
I wonder how many mining facilities are going to have to shut down. I wonder if Digibyte and Bitcoin Cash will be able to float their machines for that time. Do you guys think the big companies will do that? They'll actually switch coins. Instead of mining Bitcoin, they'll just go to Digibyte or something to be profitable and swap it into Bitcoin. I don't know. I've always thought about that. I wonder how much of a hassle that really is for the big facilities to do.
The Bitcoin miners, though, they will see an impact more directly, of course, as mining rewards will get slashed.
Thanks.
Looking at some of the publicly traded miners, they are mixed over the past week. Riot and Marathon are in the red, while CleanSpark is moving higher as of noon Eastern. Now, other things to look out for next week, well, economic indicators like retail sales, plus the Federal Reserve's Beige Book, which will give more detail into how the Fed sees economic conditions across its regional banks. All right, let's talk about the top stories. Sam Bankman-Fried filed an appeal for his fraud conviction and 25-year prison sentence. No surprise here, lawyers for the FTX founder filed the notice of appeal yesterday, 2 weeks after the 32-year-old was sentenced in U.S. District Court in Manhattan and ordered to pay $11 billion in forfeiture for the massive fraud at the crypto exchange and its sister hedge fund Alameda Research. The appeal will be heard in the Second District U.S. Court of Appeals in Manhattan. Typically, the odds of criminal defendants having their convictions overturned in federal court is pretty low, winning reversals in fewer than 10% of appeals. If SBF loses,
how much you guys want to bet he wins that? How much you want to bet he gets the sentence lowered because of his like spectrum bullshit?
He would have to petition the Supreme Court to take the case.
Next
up, Hong Kong could approve spot Bitcoin and Ether exchange-traded funds as soon as Monday. According to Bloomberg, a partnership between Bocera Asset Management and Hashkey Capital is reportedly among the issuers expected to get the green light for the ETFs, which invest directly into Bitcoin and Ether. We told you earlier this week that regulators reportedly sped up the process for approvals to bring the ETFs to market much faster than the industry expected. Reuters reported that at least 4 Chinese and Hong Kong asset managers have submitted applications for these new funds.
Oh, that's right. You know what? I was watching Mr. Hawk Crypto Mining last night, and Charlie... Is it Charlie Lin? Is that how you say his last name? Is that his last name, Lin? Or is it Lee? I think it's Lin. He was in the chat, and he's in China, and he said it's going to get approved. He thinks it's going to get approved. So he said just hold on, which would be kind of interesting. So China is going to have their ETF.
All right, let's talk about taxes for our main story. Tax day in the U.S. is on Monday, April 15th, and if you haven't filed your individual tax return yet, you're probably scrambling to get that done over the weekend. The IRS is, of course, also hard at work tracking down tax crimes. And while at the Chainalysis Links conference in New York City this week, Crypto World spoke with Guy Fico, the criminal investigation chief at the agency. He says the asset class and crypto-linked tax crimes might be growing, but the IRS is prepared.
So crypto and virtual currencies have been part of investigations that IRS co-investigation has conducted for years. And it has been predominantly a part of other larger frauds. So there could be, whether it was scams, embezzlement, money laundering, crypto has been utilized to advance those frauds. What we're seeing more of now and more in our current inventory is more of the pure crypto tax crimes. And these would be Title 26, which is federal income tax violations, specifically involving the crypto. This could be purely not reporting income generated from crypto sales. It could be hiding the true basis or shielding the true basis in crypto. So that's...
Can we ever like get to a point where we're going to be able to pay our taxes in crypto? What do you guys think? Instead of having to pay fiat, that'd be amazing. It'd be way easier.
An area that...
I feel like everybody would do their taxes. Like it wouldn't be a problem. People like skirting around it if they could just take some out of their crypto holdings and send it to the IRS that way.
We've seen an uptick, and I anticipate
saying.
we're going to
Avoid
see
a lot of
more of it.
bullshit.
There's going to be more charged Title 26 crypto cases here in this year and going forward.
And the agency is getting
Everybody's saying no in the chat. Yeah, I do. But you know what? Don't you agree though? It would make things much easier for people, right? Where you could just take some off the top of your crypto holdings instead of having to sell it and then convert it to fiat and send it in. Like, I feel like the people that skirt their taxes and don't want to do it are the people that are just, you know, they don't want to have to deal with the cashing it out and then sending the money type deal. I just feel like it'd be easier. I don't know.
being more aggressive in tracking down crypto tax evasion. In February, the agency, along with the DOJ, brought criminal charges focused solely on unpaid taxes on cryptocurrencies for the first time. The IRS accused a Texas man of failing to report $4 million in Bitcoin for 2 years and failing to
Oh, fuck. $4 million of Bitcoin in 2 years. That's crazy. Son of a Rabbit says in parts of Switzerland you can. Really? You can pay your taxes in crypto? That's amazing.
pay taxes on the gains from those crypto holdings. The agency also hired experts to focus on this asset class. And the IRS
Oh, you know what? I actually, maybe I heard that. It was like there was a crypto like mining facility where the guy was mining to a single wallet and never claimed the taxes on that wallet or something. Maybe that's what they were talking about.
isn't tracking down these alleged crypto crimes on its own either. It has partners in the crypto industry to help track down bad actors.
Obviously, we're at Chainalysis Links event, and Chainalysis, along with several other partners, have been very helpful in us, in IRS, and other law enforcement agencies, sort of cracking the code. I would say the partnership aspect of that, the public-private partnership aspect of that, whereas my IRS special agents predominantly all have accounting degrees and are phenomenal at tracing and following money. But some of the tools and some of the applications that are needed when we start investigating in the crypto world with obfuscation of true ownership, that's where the expert support of companies like Chainalysis and others, and those tools and applications allow my special agents to then utilize that to move forward and determine whether or not a crime has been committed.
That's where they're gonna be. They're gonna start putting KYC on wallets and shit, so they know like this hardware wallet's tied to you. Because like currently, you know, you have a Tangem or a Ledger or something, like you could start that shit up fresh and nobody ever knows it's you. Right, so like that's why I can guarantee they're gonna start wanting these wallet companies to do KYC shit at some point.
We've seen some pretty big seizures of crypto from the IRS and other U.S. law enforcement agencies in recent years. So we asked Fico what he expected going forward as crypto only gets more popular.
There's probably just too much or not enough hands on deck basically to crowd control that nonsense as of right now, but I can guarantee you we're going to get to that point at some point with these wallets.
Crypto has been involved in some of the biggest seizures the United States government has ever seen. And certainly over the last couple of years, IRS Criminal Investigation has been the agency who's been doing those seizures. I have not seen anything that would make me think that those would dissipate. I do think, as I said earlier, that the use of crypto is becoming more pervasive, and I think there are going to be some more pure tax cases that are going to come forward. And I do think in terms of some of the scams, some of the phone scams and romance scams and pig butchering and items such as that, I think that crypto is going to both maintain and probably have a larger part of those frauds as fraudsters try to prey on innocent taxpayers.
See, that's a good thing that they're gonna crack down on that shit, because the man, I know somebody got hit with that pig butcher shit, and the guy, he lost like $250K, and he was really close to me, and it sucks. He's still close to me, but it's a lot of money, man. It's a lot of freaking money, and I wish the person just asked before he did it, but unfortunately, you can only lead a horse to water. You can't make them drink type deal. But they need to crack down on that shit, because that scamming stuff is it's awful.
Let's go back to you. Let's say you have crypto sitting in a wallet, or maybe you sold your crypto for cash to buy a new car. How should
D Miners in the chat says IRS stands for I really steal. Pig butcher, yeah, it's Nismo. Look up the pig butcher scam. It's basically It's like a romance scam where people, they'll be like this, you know, dude across seas, like talking to you like he's a girl and sending you pictures and all this stuff. And they like string you along for like months, and then they randomly bring up this crypto thing. And it's so elaborate. It's insane. They fatten up the pig before they butcher it. Basically, that's the whole concept behind it. It's awful.
Should you properly report your holdings to the IRS?
Well, the basic rule of thumb is, as an asset, when you acquire an asset, you have a basis in the asset. And when you then dispose of that asset, in this case, the purchasing of another home or car or anything, the point where you sold is your disposition. So that difference, if you acquired something and it cost you $10,000 and you sold it at $20,000, you have a $10,000 gain. If that period of time was more than 1 year, that would be treated as a long-term capital gain. Less than 1 year, that would be a short-term capital gain and taxed at the ordinary income rate.
All right, that's all for Crypto World this week.
We tax you twice. Get taxed when you get your money and taxed when you spent your money. It's awful. All right, we're going to move on to videos. I thought this was funny. I listened to it, but we're going to listen to it together. 1 million in Bitcoin, gold, or baseball cards. Peter Schiff makes a surprising choice. You guys know who Peter Schiff is. He's the guy that hates Bitcoin. We haven't heard from him in a while, and I was kind of shocked to see that he was on some sort of podcast. I was like, ooh, I got to listen to this. 13 minutes long. Let's get into it.
We got a kilo of gold, right? What does a kilo of gold go for today?
Oh, I don't know. How many ounces in a kilo? I forget.
What is it?
Gold
now?
ounces in a...
So this is...
2.2 pounds is a kilo.
So that's a kilo of gold, right? So this is right now $77,000, right?
All right, so you giving that to me?
No, I'm not.
Is that
it's a
gift
prop.
or-
It's a prop. You can really hurt somebody with this, with the weight of it, right?
I know. Well, you should see how much my bracelet weighs.
Yeah.
It's like I get a workout with this thing.
So that
Here,
right there.
hand me your bracelet for a second.
Well, I guess I got to take the clip off. It takes a while to keep it secure.
Is it this? No, it's not this. Yeah, so I don't know what that sound came from. So I don't know if I touched anything or not, but... Okay, so you have this here, which is kilo of gold, right?
Yeah,
you got these collectible cards, one of ones. Each of these are between $1 million to, I don't know, $500,000 to $1 million
Really?
cards. All these, each of these, yes.
What kind of cards are those?
So one of them, you got Joe Burrow's one of one, National Treasures, RPA, you know, with its jersey and its sign. This one is
Is
a
anybody here into baseball cards? Let me know.
1932 Babe Ruth,
Or physical gold and silver. I have physical gold and silver. I was into that before Bitcoin, actually, or before crypto in general. But baseball cards have never. I don't understand the whole value thing there.
Gaudi Babe Ruth PSA 8. And this is one of Zion's biggest cards. It's 1 of 5, PSA 9, BGS 9. So each of these are between $500,000 to $1 million. So you have choice. You got $1 million of gold. You have $1 million of collectible cards. But you got $1 million of Bitcoin on this phone when you carry. Okay. Do you see the argument on how they sell Bitcoin transferable? If you had a choice between $1 million between the Bitcoin in your wallet, the gold, or the collectible cards, what do you choose?
Well, I don't know that much about the collectible card market. I figure that the spreads are probably pretty wide there, and the market is very dependent on the collector demand. I mean, whether there are people who want to buy those cards or not. I mean, it's a unique market. I have a good friend of mine in Puerto Rico has made a ton of money on cards. Now he's in jerseys. He's buying the jerseys of the players. But look, I don't know that market, so I would just take the gold. I mean, the gold is pretty stable. I think the price is going a lot higher, very liquid. I don't have to worry about a lot of different factors that might impact the value of those collectible cards. But I would take those cards over the Bitcoin.
You would take the cards over the Bitcoin.
Well, I don't think the Bitcoin has any real value at all. I think it's just a speculative mania. I mean, sure, there are fools out there who will buy Bitcoin who don't understand that it has no value. And as long as there's a supply of greater fools, the fools that bought earlier can sell out to a greater fool who buys later. But, you know, this is a...
Do you think Michael Saylor and BlackRock, they're fools?
This is a...
Listen, real quick. This guy, obviously, doesn't care about Bitcoin. But BlackRock, Michael Saylor, these big companies, these big financial institutions, do you think they got into crypto to just, like, let it fail, for one? Like, This guy's an idiot. Just listen to what else he has to say. It's crazy.
A blockchain letter, like a chain letter, only with a blockchain. It's a digital Ponzi or a pyramid. Do I think Michael Saylor is foolish? I don't know, why Michael Saylor does what he does. I mean, obviously, he levered up his balance sheet to buy a bunch of Bitcoin. He'd been selling his own shares in MicroStrategy stock, which obviously they did go way up because of this position that he's taken. I mean, ultimately, I think MicroStrategy goes bankrupt. I mean, I think that's how.
You think so?
Yeah, I think eventually the Bitcoin is going to crash and the creditors are going to end up with the company. I mean, that's what I think is going to happen at the end of the day. And I think one of the reasons that he keeps buying Bitcoin with more borrowed money is to help prop up the price. I mean, he is one of the major buyers. And, they just suckered in a new group of people in these ETFs who are just pure gambling. Because if you're buying Bitcoin on an ETF, you can't even make the argument that someone's buying it to use it as any kind of currency. You're simply gambling on the price because you don't even have the keys. You don't have custody of it. You're paying some Wall Street firm to hold on to your Bitcoin. So the people who are buying these ETFs, these are not the diehard, crypto fanatics, the maxis, the gold diamond hand, hodlers. These are, more short-term traders who will just jump on a fad if they think they can make some money. And, now you've got a very significant percentage of the float of Bitcoin. Now,
the Bitcoin ETF, fun fact for you, is or was the fastest growing ETF ever, period. The BlackRock ETF was the fastest one to 1 billion holdings, says Magic Lucky. It ain't Pokemon cards, people. And he's not wrong. He's not wrong at all. It was 100% the fastest growing ETF, period.
In these ETFs. But unlike, the old Grayscale Bitcoin Trust, where the Bitcoin went in and they didn't come out, they were trapped, which is why it traded at a 50% discount when people wanted out. When the speculators who bought these ETFs decide they don't want them anymore and they sell, those ETFs have to take their Bitcoin and sell them into the spot market. There won't be enough liquidity to absorb that selling. The price is going to crash. And what's happened in prior Bitcoin crashes is all of a sudden the supply of Tether just increases. And Tether comes in, people come in and use Tether to buy up a bunch of Bitcoin. But when these ETFs get the sell orders from their customers who decide to get out of the trade, cut and run when they're down 20 or 30%, and they decide, I want out of this trade, and now
He's talking about Timmy that sells on the way down because they're stupid.
BlackRock or all these companies have to go into the market and sell Bitcoin at the market that day to settle by the end of day in U.S. dollars. No Tether. They can't send Tether to their customers. I think it's going to be the biggest crash we've ever seen in Bitcoin. The smart money has been selling their Bitcoin to these ETFs ever since they launched.
Brandon, what do you think? Young guy.
Real quick, DJ Death Star in the chat said, so I guess holding stocks, which technically doesn't have any value, you most likely are holding your stock papers. His argument is flawed. Yeah, no, I agree.
What do you think about this?
So, Peter, would you agree that over the course of history that security has been a valued commodity, just in general, like security?
Keeping things secure, protecting things.
Protecting yourself, protecting your money.
Sure. I mean, there's a whole business in protection, right? People value protecting things.
Yeah, always been valuable. What about transportation? Ease and speed of transportation.
Yes, of course, transportation is valuable.
So I think that's the argument for Bitcoin is that, I'm of the mindset it's not something to go all in on, but it's exposure, like a 5% exposure is something that you could store safely and transport easily.
I understand that you can easily transfer Bitcoin. The reason it's so easy to transfer is because you're transferring nothing. So if I'm transferring nothing, I could do it at the speed of light. Right? If you want to transfer gold, you're transferring a physical object. But what you can do with gold is you can tokenize it. I can take my gold and put it in a vault, and the vault owner...
If you're going to tokenize the gold, what the fuck is the difference? Excuse my language, but honestly, what is the difference? If you're going to tokenize gold, you just made it non-existent.
Can tokenize it and say, hey, this token is evidence of your ownership, and
is he explaining Bitcoin or is it just me? Is it just me?
And if you send the token to somebody else, they own it. I can send a digital gold token across the world cheaper and faster than you can send Bitcoin. So you don't need Bitcoin to do that. And of course, there are 20,000 other cryptocurrencies. There's nothing special about Bitcoin other than the fact that it's called Bitcoin.
Yeah, the only thing that, it's nothing special about it, but it's the SHA-256 algorithm can't be hacked. It's never had a false input data on the blockchain since its moment of inception. Like, it is the most finite asset on the planet. This guy is not smart.
And it was kind of the first one. And so you have kind of the biggest network that right now
he knows he's wrong.
All believe that it has value. But there is no actual value behind that belief. It's just based on everybody else believing a lie. And the question is, how much longer will everybody believe it? And you don't need everybody to stop believing. You just need a significant percentage of the believers to change their mind. And then you also run out of buyers. I mean, in fact, one of the reasons that they got these ETFs is they were out of buyers. They didn't have any more buyers in the real world, so they had to sucker in Wall Street. They had to get some of the money that was invested into these ETFs.
Because we suckered in Wall Street. Mr. Retro Mike Tech, thank you so much for the $1.99 super chat. He said all in on gold NFTs, LFG. Thank you for the $1.99 super chat.
Reason? Yeah, of course. That's why all the people in Bitcoin, their full-time job is to find new buyers.
No, I don't think that's the case because think about it. So the argument some people are making is actually the opposite. The argument they're making is that those guys got in either from, let's say the reason why you're saying it is one. Yeah, they're trying to really promote it, so they got to go find the money. Okay, let's put that as one of the options. Two is fear of missing out, FOMO. Oh my God, let us get in before this thing goes to 250,000. We better get in there, right? Like what, some.
Real quick, Mr. Crypto for Seniors, Midwest Mining. Thank you for the $5 super chat. He said this guy should run the SEC. Wow. Yeah, him and Gensler make out behind the curtains.
What Larry Fink and these guys are talking about. Three could be this is their way of getting in to have control over it. This is their way of getting in to be able to have influence over it.
It's not, look, Wall Street sees an easy way to make a quick buck. There's a bunch of fools who want to buy Bitcoin and they can charge a fee.
Listen, I'm going to agree with him on that. Wall Street sees that they can make a quick buck, and that is mainly the reason that they got into the ETF. All right, don't be fooled. It's not because they just believe in crypto all of a sudden. It's because they can make fucking money. Like that's point blank end of story why they got the ETFs going, right? So I get that and I agree with that, but that does not make Bitcoin fake or whatever this guy is claiming it to be.
Wall Street will sell the public whatever the public wants. They've got no morals, really. It's just like they'll make a buck any way they can. And that's what's going on. But, the FOMO is real. But remember 3 years ago when Bitcoin first got up near 70,000, right? And everybody was saying it's going to 1 million. They had the laser eyes for 100,000. They were buying Super Bowl ads. It was nonstop. I mean, the biggest advertisers on networks like CNBC are crypto companies. Nonstop advertisement. Then you got, El Salvador, getting involved in Bitcoin. You got the NFT market. You had all this hype. And what happened to Bitcoin?
I agree with NFT.
It went from 60, almost 70.
I'm going to agree with the NFT thing, too. I think there was a lot of hype behind that. I don't know where that's going to go. What do you guys think about NFTs? You guys like them still, or are you guys against them?
70,000 down to 16,000. The only thing that caused it to go back up was all the speculation over the ETFs and then the launch of the ETFs. So now,
is that the only thing that caused it to go back up, or was like the traditional market cycle that typically happens with Bitcoin and the markets as a whole?
Now you've got this new thing, but it's the same old hype again. The same people are back on television, $1 million Bitcoin, pie in the sky predictions. Meanwhile, it's not going anywhere. They're hyping up.
It's at 70K. It's not going anywhere.
Up this halving. That's another bunch of BS. We're getting ready for another big dump. It's all about pump and then dump. And when they pump it up, yes, they generate that fear of missing out, and people get suckered into it. But I think, as I said, the guys that own it now in these ETFs, even though one of them has actually got HODL as the symbol, these are not HODLers. In fact, if you look at where the money came from, to buy the Bitcoin ETFs. A lot of it actually came out of gold. The gold ETF saw huge redemptions in the few months following the launch of the Bitcoin ETF. And I think some gold people that, got tired of waiting for gold to go up, did FOMO into the Bitcoin ETF. I think a lot of people that own gold stocks, that's why, gold stocks were getting crushed. I was watching gold stocks go down about 15% after the Bitcoin ETFs were launched, when gold didn't go down at all. It's like, why is this? Why are people selling off these gold stocks? It was probably, all right, well, let me sell my gold stock. I'll buy this Bitcoin ETF. So that money is not there forever, especially when they start to see gold really going up. The gold stock.
Cedric said he's not wrong about the pump and dump. No, he's not. He's not wrong there at all. And eatable. Did they say eatable? Zebra says, or is it edible? Edible zebra. Actual use case for NFTs will be useful. JPEGs were just dumb. And I agree on that aspect as well. When you have the NFTs, like say your house deed or your car title or just like anything that's really useful, I understand that aspect of NFTs. That makes total sense. Medical records, dental records, things like that. Yes, I get it. The monkey pictures, throw that shit out. Like, it's so stupid to me. I don't get it.
Stocks, gee, maybe I shouldn't have switched. Maybe I need to go back. It's going to be like a Roach Motel. Your money checks in, but it doesn't check out. Because when you try to sell, if enough people try to sell, the bottom is going to drop out because they have to go into the market. And actually, too, I think
when enough people sell, also with the ETFs, what they do is they freeze the market. Like, you can't physically sell that much. If the price moves more than 20% in a day, they shut it off and you can't trade anymore. So like, there's ways for them to manipulate you there.
One of the things that's been supporting Bitcoin temporarily is a lot of hedge funds are shorting MicroStrategy stock and buying Bitcoin. So that's some of the Bitcoin buying is because of MicroStrategy selling. But when they unwind those trades, because MicroStrategy stock collapses, they have to buy back their MicroStrategy shares, and now they have to sell their Bitcoin. So that's another big potential seller of Bitcoin is the closing out of the MicroStrategy short.
What percentage of your portfolio is gold right now?
Well, if you count my gold stocks, it's a lot. I mean, I basically keep approximately 50% of my personal stock portfolio in precious metals mining stocks.
Bruh.
And the other half.
You know what? I agree with the mining stock thing, though. I agree with that because mining stocks are pretty good, right? But like the precious metal thing, like, yeah, the stocks, no, like, I don't understand that. Like, why wouldn't you just buy the physical gold? I know it sucks to carry around, but like, man, just get physical gold. Why are you gonna buy stocks saying that, hey, bro, you own this much? Like, what? I don't understand that. It's the same thing as Bitcoin at that point. The same thing. It's a store of value that you don't have physically, right? I mean, at least you can hold the Bitcoin like on your phone or in your wallet. Like,
is in more traditional, although my second largest allocation
I guess you could hold the gold in your phone too, but whatever. I don't know,
energy sector. But I have a more traditional value-oriented dividend approach. It's almost all non-U.S. stocks. I mean, I own a few U.S. stocks, but not many. It's mostly foreign stocks that are in that.
You own more foreign stocks than U.S. stocks?
Oh, by far.
Tell me why. Why is that?
Well, one of the reasons is I want to get out of the dollar, right? So these foreign companies have most.
In one sentence, I hate Bitcoin. Second sentence, I want to get out of the U.S. dollar. The whole point? Isn't that the whole point behind Bitcoin, realistically?
So they're revenues that are not dollars, so I like that. And they're not priced in dollars on the exchanges. In general, you take a foreign company with the same earnings as a U.S. company, it trades at a lower PE and has a higher dividend. So U.S. stocks have a premium because people just assign a higher value to them, and I think that will change. Also, I have exposure to emerging markets. And if you look at emerging markets and you look at the history of emerging markets, they're about as cheap as they've ever been in relation to developed markets. But also, if you look at the U.S. market over the last 10 or 20 years, it has so outperformed the rest of the world. But our GDP, we're a smaller part of the world's GDP than we used to be, but our market cap is a much larger percentage. So our stocks are very overvalued, and I think we are headed for a unique currency crisis, sovereign debt crisis. So I want my investments to be out of harm's way.
Okay, so I'm very
worried about the U.S.
Okay, so great, fair enough with your mindset on that.
That oh shit, didn't mean to do that. That was awful. I just said this dude. I actually wrote this morning in the comments. I said, dude needs help, hates Bitcoin. Same sentence. I want to get away from the dollar. I said half the reason it was created to stop printing and devaluing your money. Effing clown. Anyways, this one, these comments were the best. This one says, Peter is the reason why I didn't get Bitcoin 15 years ago. Worst effing mistake I ever made. Oh my god, dude. This is like, these comments are hysterical. Peter Schiff's arrogance won't allow him to admit he's wrong about Bitcoin. And then this guy, Peter isn't buying Bitcoin, but his son is. Dude, it's so funny. Just going through these comments are a riot. But it's like, how can you be that ignorant to sit there and say that you want to get away from the US dollar? What is happening with my mouse right now? You want to get away from the US dollar, yet like, so you're buying foreign stocks? Like, what? Guy's a fucking clown. Anyways, let's move on. Mr. Lark Davis, Crypto Bull Run Guide, your final warning. I want to see what he's got to say over here. Guys, that like button, appreciate you for hanging out. Just want to make sure I hit it on that. Let's do it. If it would play.
Crypto holders,
There we
this
go.
is your final warning. Prices are not going to stay low forever. But, Lark, they're not super low right now. Well, you ain't seen nothing yet. If this is your first rodeo, let me tell you, valuations are going to get way crazier than think. We are in phase 3 right now of the market cycle, and this is the phase of the market cycle where massive price markups happen.
Oh, boo, my countdown did get screwed up. What the hell? Oh, you know why? It's because I zoomed in. Thank you, Crypto KJ. Oh no, you know what? That's it. Right there. There we go. Thanks, buddy. Appreciate you telling me.
Quicker than you can expect, and where valuations go way higher than you think is even sane. The market is irrational at both the top and the bottom, and we're heading towards the irrational top part. Now is when we'll start.
Yankee says, oh, Lark, the longest snake oil salesman still left.
See exponential markups on coins. Yes, even more than have been seen already. There will be massive volatility, huge drawdowns. Expect all that kind of craziness. Meme coin rallies are the norm in this phase. Many memes will get much bigger market cap than makes any kind of rational sense. Remember, Dogecoin hit a $90 billion market cap last cycle. So yes, up your targets. Things are going to get much stupider than you expect, than you could even rationally believe. AI coins doing 20x in a month, that'll be the norm during the cycle. Base coins doing 10x in a month, the norm during the cycle. Some of this has already been happening, but we are in the early innings of the big game right now. Take a look at this chart. It represents the 4-year cycle in Bitcoin. The Bitcoin halving has always represented a major turning point in the cryptocurrency markets. That's happening this week, by the way. The yellow accumulation period is coming to an end officially. The new major markup phase post Bitcoin halving is beginning.
Real quick, Crypto KJ said Bitcoin now less than 1,000 blocks to go until the halving.
You can think of the Bitcoin halving as your final warning.
Thanks,
that
buddy.
the train is leaving the station and you either get on or get left behind. If history has any sort of rhythm, then prices for Bitcoin, Ethereum, and altcoins will rise a lot between now and late 2025, assuming, again, a 4-year cycle is in play, that we don't get an accelerated cycle or a super cycle. Bitcoin could rally quite a bit more from here too, up to around 215K, which is where the 3.68 Fibonacci line is coming in at. Now, perhaps the accelerated cycle theory guys are going to be right. We top in late 2024. The super cycle guys are going to be right, and we top in 2026 or 2027, or there just is no top and just goes up infinitely forever with no major pullbacks ever. Probably not so likely. But so far, our best modeling shows late 2025 and 215K or maybe 250K. Or maybe 300K at the most bullish scenario, pico top minute for a price. But that number could become a trap for many, just like 100K did in 2021. So be careful of those narratives. Of course, the Bitcoin ETF, that's a once in a market liquidity event. You cannot ignore the implications for that. And while we had our first major rush of buyers post ETF launch, now we're about to enter a new game as major asset managers like Morgan Stanley start piling in and pushing Bitcoin out to their customers.
Real quick, this is Watcher Gurus live having countdown. The one I have up here in the top corner is CoinGecko's, right? These are all going to be slightly off, but blocks remaining right now until the Bitcoin halving 968. Says 6 days and 9 hours over here. CoinGecko says 6 days, 19. So I don't know. I guess we'll have to see what happens there. I'm going to add this one to it. Maybe I can put that a little bit better on the countdown. We'll see. Actually, never mind. I just ruined it. All right, let's continue.
Customers and the Hong Kong Bitcoin ETFs and the Korea Bitcoin ETFs and so on and so forth. And you're probably thinking, well, but ETF sales are only for Bitcoin. They're only going to benefit Bitcoin. No, absolutely not. Bitcoin's just the tip of the liquidity spear in the market. Bitcoin going up creates more wealth and it creates more liquidity in crypto more broadly. It always has and it probably always will. Anyway, this is just Bitcoin we're talking about so far, and I know you want to know about your altcoin bags. Lark, tell me the good news about my altcoins. Are they going to moon? The short answer is yes. More likely than you can probably imagine, the number is going to go up insanely. Now, before I show you that chart, because it's a very key chart to see and understand, just a quick note that every week my team and I are publishing the Wealth Mastery newsletter. We spend like 40 hours a week on more, actually, on this bad boy. And every single week, my team and I are working to find you the latest alpha on airdrops. Now the chart. Look at this. Look at this. Currently, the total altcoin market cap, excluding Bitcoin and excluding Ethereum, it's called the total 3. It's around $700 billion, give or take some tens of billions by the time you're watching this. After getting rejected at resistance at $800 billion the other day.
Ooh, look at that. Look at this real quick. Rise breaks away from the rope, right? You guys got to think of these trend lines here, kind of like a magnet, right? Basically, when they get too far away from them, they tend to come back towards it. Right? Obviously, parabola happens and things stay away, but typically usually come back down to touch, right? So, or drop below and then touch again from the underside. It's just kind of one of those things where it just acts like a magnet, all these type of indicators.
It's down a little bit, but look at the orange line in the...
You can see this one right here, though. The first pullback, right, in the pump. There's a pullback here. We had another pullback here, right? It's still floating above it. So it's probably going to, come down, and we're going to have multiple small pullbacks, right? But eventually we're going to have that pop.
Orange arrow on the chart. What do they show? They show a likely path to a $3 trillion altcoin market cap. Now, this was drawn by connecting the tops of the previous cycles and projecting forward. The arrow points to late 2025, by the way, and I don't think most of you fully grasp what happens to your altcoin bags if we go from 700 billion market cap for all altcoins combined right now to $3 trillion plus. I'm not sure I fully understand, but it's going to be absurd beyond belief.
It's going to be
very
insane.
frothy and wild out there. You're most likely not being bullish enough and need to up your targets. Now, maybe you don't like my orange line. Okay, fine. How about a Fibonacci line? Oh, would you look at that? The 3.618 Fibonacci line almost perfectly lines up with the orange line connecting the tops that I just showed you, giving us a final altcoin market cap of around $3.3 trillion. Probably just a coincidence.
That would be one hell of a boner candle.
Right? So that is where the price is going to go.
Max Voltage, did you just show up? Did you just show up right now? You need to go back like 20 minutes and listen to the whole Peter Schiff part. It's like the most ridiculous shit you've ever heard.
What do you need to do? What do you need to know? Well, first off, this is actually the phase in the market when the most money is going to be made, when the markups that happen we see insane moves in altcoins throughout this phase, not overnight. Okay. Sure, it was better to buy 12 months ago. Not a lot of people did that. The second best time, probably during this phase. There's probably 6 to 8 months left to just more broadly accumulate sort of the bigger top altcoins, but broad accumulation should be likely finished by the end of the year. And then you need to flip the switch and go into selling mode, or whenever, of course, we break past the previous all-time high for the total 3, which is at $1.2 trillion. Again, risk reward beyond that point starts to change a lot. The end of the accumulation for altcoins should happen by that time. Your bags really need to be packed. So be thinking about that, because the risk reward of buying after we crack into price discovery for all altcoins together starts getting much less attractive. So the focus right now should be to fill your bags as much as possible to prepare for selling in 2020.
Should be buying right now, Timmy. Shouldn't be selling and crying because we had a pullback. It is a fire sale.
5 mid caps, probably great risk reward profile in general. because you will need, of course, to, again, flip the switch later on and start thinking about selling in 2025. There are a few exceptions, though, and there are, of course...
Question, actually. That's good. That's a good point. 2025. So what do you guys think, right? Do you think that you're going to be selling beginning of 2025, end of 2025, or towards the end of this year? I wonder what your guys' thoughts are, where you think we're going to be.
Things and times to buy, even in 2025. First, when there's a massive, like crushing 30% correction that happens, you can add to your spot bags. Can be a pretty attractive time to do it. Those are buying gifts from the market gods. Accept them as such. Second is that airdrop farming will still be a very hot topic, and there will be a great chance for getting some sweet airdrops right up until the end of the bull market, is my guess. The meta is going to run for a while now, and as soon as they stop making money, that's when people will stop farming them. Just don't do any farming, though. Once the Bitcoin Pi cycle top indicator flashes, that's probably about your time to get your money out of protocols, circle wagons, get some money off chain, and wait. Third, token sales. 2025 will see a lot of insanely high hype token sales coming out. We've already seen wild stuff. CoinList sales have been doing super well. Ape terminal sales have been doing super well. Watch both of those. They've been consistently producing some of the most insane return token sales in the market for the most.
Ape terminal sales? I don't even know what that is. Pardon my ignorance on that. Does anybody know what that is? I don't even know.
Hyped new coins. And I know it's hard to get into those sales, but only one can change your financial scenario dramatically. We can also lump those new launches that just do a token generation event, but not actually a token sale in here too. New coins have a lot of potential in the market cycle too. Just be careful about aping into way overhyped listings and getting burned. Okay, you do have to be careful. Think a little bit. Okay.
Real quick, is it this shit? Ape terminal. I've never even heard of it, to be honest. Ape terminal is the fastest growing IDO launch pad with the crypto industry's greatest yield generating tools. Weird. I'm not like a big DeFi guy or web. I don't know. This is Web3 exclusive, easy, cutting edge tools to maximize your financial opportunities. I don't know anything about this. Weird.
Also, of course, meme coins are not going anywhere. There'll be new launches coming all the time. Some will make money, most will lose money, but it's still a game that will be played. Also, trading will be a trader's dream in 2025.
Is that NFT stuff? No stupid NFTs? Is that what it is? Mr. Max, is that what you're talking about? That's terrible. Yeah, I'm not a fan of NFTs. That's probably why.
Low leverage short-term plays on trending narratives will be big money makers if you know how to play that game. So if you have the skills and the risk management and the emotional intelligence to do it, money will be picked up there. For most of you listening, though, the hardest part of 2025 will be just riding your bags higher and not selling too soon, because a lot of charts are probably going to end up looking like this Solana chart. Now, this is Solana from the last cycle. The orange arrow shows the Bitcoin halving. Solana at the time was trading at 75 cents. It would go on to do almost 40,000% returns during the cycle from the time of the Bitcoin halving. Along the way, there was a crash of 79 and 69%. Not many people would have held it from 75 cents all the way up to $200 or whatever it got to. And even fewer would have sold the top or near the top at massive profit. But it does prove what is possible if you have the fortitude and the guts to hold that long. And of course, that likely none of your targets are adequately bullish for those low cap coins that you're investing in. The market cap of Solana back then, by the way, was $15 million, which also tells you something very, very important. If you want outsized gains, then you need to take outsized risk and find really asymmetric bets coming to the market that have huge potential. You're not
real quick, just because I know my wife's watching. The kids are looking for you. They both just came down here, worried about where you were.
Going to get rich buying Bitcoin. Bitcoin, great investment, but it's slow compared to most other things in crypto. Same with Ethereum, same with Solana right now, for being honest. There are good return potential assets this cycle, but these things are not make the yacht money. To make it big in crypto, you have to take more risks at this point in the market, assuming we're going to see a $3 trillion altcoin market cap this cycle. Then what you want to be looking out for, those mid-cap coins under $1 billion market cap, big gains potential. Under 500 million, better if you can find the good ones. Under $100 million, best if you can find something that's actually good and feels undervalued. But Lark, it's too late. All the opportunities are gone. Wrong.
Definitely not
You're wrong on that. Aerodrome, great example. had a market cap of $15 million in late February.
Does anybody know what this is? Aerodrome? Never heard of it.
Went up 15x. From there, it's probably up more at the time you're watching this video. There will be more gainers like this in the base ecosystem, in the Solana ecosystem, the Bitcoin DeFi ecosystem, in the Mantle ecosystem. Don't fade that one. The Avalanche ecosystem, the Phantom ecosystem, which is definitely not hyped at the moment, but I have a feeling will be once the Sonic upgrade rolls out and all Andre's plans play out for the rest of the year. And to a lesser extent, keep an eye on ZK Sync, keep an eye on Linear. There's money to be made in these places, on these chains. Now, these chains will probably have the biggest winners of the cycle, particularly when it comes to the meme coins on those chains, the AI coins on those chains, the gaming coins on those chains, the DeFi apps, particularly exchanges with real yield are very attractive for me as an investor. So lots of winning potential if you can find the hot plays early. And there's early stuff launching all the time. And I still believe that you have time to score some really big winners from these ecosystems. But that door won't be open forever. It is closing. Under the radar gems don't stay under the radar forever or for much longer, to be honest. Which brings it back to, again, new launches, airdrops, shiny new coins hitting the market, all that stuff. There will still be money to be made, but the game starts changing. For certain coins, those great bargains are not there anymore. For others, you can still find on-chain great bargains. Okay, you got to get on-chain. But again, those deals may not be lasting as long as you'd like. Final word of warning. This is all very...
I actually agree. Lark is a very high-risk investor. I think he is too, to be honest.
Exciting. We love watching our coins go up.
He invests in a lot of weird shit.
And yes, you make most of your money when you buy a coin. It's a true fact, and most people don't realize that. You screw up the buying and you say goodbye to your profits. But if you buy right, buy low, of course, then the profits can come. But obviously, and this is the most important thing of this entire video, if you fail to sell when the time comes, then it doesn't matter how good your entry point was.
Literally.
You will fail. You will round trip your bags. If you have life-changing money on the table, then please consider changing your life so you can live the dream, get the yacht, sail away with the wife and the kids. Don't become...
Fuck the yacht, get the money. That's it. Shout out to Lark for that. I have no idea what he's talking about and never held my bags. My kid's screaming. He's crying. All right, recap segment of things. Hold on a second. Oh boy, waterworks. All right, Bitcoin is crying over the red market. 68,205. We have Ethereum 3,300 bucks. What's up, buddy? Come here. What's wrong? Oh, can't find mummy. Can't find mummy. It's all right, bud. I'm buying the dip. Don't gotta cry about it. Oh, there's mummy. Look. Yeah. Oh, there she is. Oh, panic. Panic. Crisis averted. Found mummy. Jesus. All right. This is a fire sale. Don't fuck it up, people. You got one chance. Well, you might have a few others. Who knows? But listen, right now, Caspa is low. Litecoin is low. ETC is low. Solana, decent buy, at least in my opinion. I think it's going to go up to 500 bucks or so. Maybe. We'll see. ADA, I think it's an easy 6x, depending on what happens. We'll see. XRP, 55 cents. I don't like XRP, to be honest. It's not me. But I have some. I'm just not a huge fan of it. Dogecoin, I think it's going to do very well. All these meme coins are going to do very well. We'll see. We'll see what happens. But, guys, not a time to run for the hills. Time to buy. BTFD. Absolutely. Buy the effing dip. 100%. Again, flashbang fear and greed index is down to 72. That is a good thing. We need this to come down. There's actually, so I was looking for news clips this morning, right? A lot of stuff. There really wasn't, there wasn't much going on in the space. Nobody's really talking about Bitcoin, right? Nobody's really talking about it going down or coming up or whatever. The only one I really found was with that, the Peter Schiff guy. And over here on this podcast talking about the whole Bitcoin thing, right? I don't know. Once Bitcoin topics and titles and stuff start coming up again, this fear and greed index is like a overall collective thing throughout the internet and just everywhere. Like they gather a whole bunch of shit and they put 1 meter on it, right? So that's where you get the 72 from. But we've been over 75 for weeks, so it's a good thing. We need to have a pullback, right? So again, be fearful when people are greedy. Be greedy when people are fearful. But we're going into the halving. This is 10 days away, as you guys can see. Again, over here on Watcher Guru, right here, we have April 19th. It's expected According to this one, these dates are always off, but we have 966 blocks remaining until the halving happens. And yeah, I don't know. You don't want to be on the wrong side of this one, guys. It's my opinion. We are still looking very, very well overall. Everything's looking great. Let's see. Anything you guys want to talk about in the chat? Actually, I have a question before I get out of here. You had 3 choices, or let me see. Let me start a poll. Actually, what should I put money into? All right. I want to put. You know what? If you guys had to pick, right? So I'm just gonna do Cardano. Is gonna be one of them, right? ADA. We're gonna do Hedera, which is HBAR. I want to add Caspa. I should buy more Caspa. Or what else? Add one more. I need one more option. One more option that I can put in this poll. Let's scroll through quick. Max says Jupiter. Really? All right, I'll put that in. Wait, what is Jupe? What's it even at? I've never even looked to own any. Oh, it's only at $1. All right, I guess we'll do that. Let's see. I can only put 4 options, unfortunately, but let's see. I want to see what the majority tells me on this list. Cardano, Hedera, Caspa, or Jupiter. What would you put money into right now? Because I'm gonna buy the dip on something today. I have about $500 to throw into something. I know I could put 100 on each, but I want to know what your guys' thoughts are, to be honest. Jupiter max chart looks like, again, Jupiter just came out, or it's like a swapping feature, right? You swap things on Jupiter. Am I wrong? Total supply, max supply, circulating supply is 1 trillion, right? No, billion, 1 billion. There's 10 billion tokens available. It's on the Solana network. Isn't it a swapping platform? Is that what Jupiter is? Let's see. Cardano's 35% right now. Caspa is 34%, 35%. Damn, it's a fight between those two right now. Holy shit. Look at this. Look at this. Crazy. Interested to see what this ends up coming out to. We have 53 votes. Get your votes in, please. And guys, hit that like button, please. I would appreciate it if you could. That would be amazing. And anybody that's new here, I appreciate you guys subbing to the channel and hanging out. It's nice to see things starting to pick up over here on views and stuff. We have let's see, let's check. So man, I know there's a lot of hype around Shiba and people are like excited about this coin and all this stuff. Did they actually do any burning? Does anybody know what happened with the whole burning tokens and shit? Oh god. Retro Mike Tech 199 super chat, dude. Thank you so much. He said 50% in pigeon, 50% in ETC POW. Oh my god, ETC POW is such a Ponzi. Let's see what. Oh my, gross.
Bruh. Eat shit, Gary.
I'm like shocked. 3 cents. Oh my god. I thought this project had hope. I thought it had hope when I made that video because I wasn't paid by these guys or sponsored by these guys, and I was excited about it. I actually probably lost a couple $100. All time $2.82. Man, the erection I had when I saw that price. It was nice, and then it just disappeared literally right after. Insane. Yeah, this is a dead coin. This is going nowhere. As far as I know, I've heard they're not like real nodes either, which is kind of weird. And then on top of it, the whole system sucks. They just suck. And I'm glad you didn't do it either. Yeah, I bought a couple and yeah, it sucks. But at the end of the day, I got these mini PCs that I'm super excited about. These things are 4 cores, 256 gigs. They're like perfect little mini computers. I'm actually setting these up in the new studio on a couple different monitors. It's gonna be pretty sick. You're still running 3 ETCMC nodes? Nice. What are you getting, like $1.50 maybe every payout? Mr. Retro Mike again, thank you so much for making DJ Mine scream. like a savage. Cedric said, I didn't even mind a single ETC POW. ETH forks are for most part all garbage, just like most Caspa forks. Yeah, I agree. But the thing is, ETC POW isn't even mineable, I don't think. Is it mineable now? I don't think it is. That's Ethereum POW. It's different. I don't think ETC POW is even mineable, and that's where they went wrong, in my opinion. If they made this a mineable coin, this it would have totally changed things. It would have absolutely changed things. I don't think it's mineable. I could be totally wrong. If I'm wrong, please correct me in the chat. All right, let's see what you guys are saying here. We got 100 likes, guys. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. We have, what should I put money into? Look at this. Look at this. We got an end poll over here at, if it would pop up. Come on. There we go. Cardano is the winner, 37%. Caspa, 32%. 21% Jupiter. And 8% Hedera. Interesting. All right. Looks like I'm buying more Cardano today. All right. You know what? I'm going to do it right now. Do it live. Do it live on screen. And then we're going to go raid Mr. Crypto Mikkel, because he's going to be live in a second. This is why I like Tangem. CCXD 4. 10% off if you guys are interested. But a card right here. It's fantastic. Go into the app. You know what? I'm going to... It has a feature, right? If I flip, I actually found it in the settings, and I told Max about this, so he was excited about it. You flip the screen down, it hides all of your stuff. Like it does like a star thing. Isn't that kind of cool? You just flip it down and you can see it. But if I go into Cardano, let's go to swap, right? So there's a, if you can see right here, there's a swap feature. You guys can see that I've swapped for a little bit recently. Sorry about the ring light. I know it sucks ass, but the swap feature right there, right? No, that's not the right thing. Hit the wrong thing. All right, swap. Let's see. So we're gonna swap some USDT. We'll put in 200 bucks and I'll save some money for something else. So if I swap that, I'll get 391 ADA. All you got to do is hit the swap button. Got to type in my PIN code. Not showing you guys that. And then scan your card. Ready to scan. Just literally bing. And done. That's it. That's all it takes. That's all it takes. And then it says in progress and we're good to go. I absolutely love this this swapping feature. And it's such an easy way to buy Caspa. I gotta make that video about that, actually. I do. All right, let's see. Any last or final questions in the chat before we get out of here? Bada bing, says Andrew Masad. Appreciate you guys. I'd rather buy Dynex, says Tonto Bong Ronto. The only problem with that for me, real quick, let's see what Dynex is even at. The only problem with that for me is holding it. God, clear my throat, sorry. Holding it is terrible, and they're having a real bad pullback. That's crazy. 57 cents. Weird. I don't know what's going on. If they were on Tangem, I would totally buy some. If they didn't, or if they don't get on Tangem, I'm probably not going to be a holder. I'm gonna be honest. I'm so done with the overall core wallets and shit. I'm just not into it. I can't do it anymore. I'm sick of fighting for it, and I know that's like the best way to get like the most gains, but I don't know. Eventually, maybe I'll start getting into it again. I'm just done with the core wallets, man. That's just my thing. Going to see, can't see it going past 56 cents. What's that? 56 cents. Any info on the Tangem ring? You know what? That Tangem ring looks sick, and I can't wait to get it. I can't wait to get it. But oh, actually, you know what? Tangem, you guys know they have the custom the cards. I don't know if you guys saw that RPM's coming out with his card. I'm gonna be getting a Misfit Mining one. I actually emailed him yesterday, so we're gonna try to get a Misfit Mining brand Tangem. So I'm super excited about that. So if you guys aren't in the Misfit Mining Discord, go check it out. Links in the description below. Bunch of us are in it. Yeah, actually, you know what? All right, let me see. Tangem. I want to see if they have the ring. They have the ring on the site. I don't know if they do. Let me show you guys. Tangem wallet. They probably don't. Oh, no. No. Again, if you guys are interested, CCXD gives you 10% off. But let's see. Let me see if I can go to a Twitter post real quick, and then we're gonna get out of here. Wow, God, what the hell's Panda doing? Get out of here. What am I using this for? Wrong answers only. Oh, Panda. What the hell? COQ Inu. Look at that. Yeah, we're gonna be getting the branded MM1. I can't wait. Absolutely doing that. There it is. See the new cards? Let's see. Wait, where's the ring? Here it is. Ha, Tangem ring. I can't wait to get this thing. 1000%. I will be getting a few of these. These are sick. Did you imagine? Can you imagine how sick that is? Instead of your wedding ring, that's dope. I wonder how much that would be. And if it works just like the freaking card, dude, no one would even know you had a crypto wallet on you. That's freaking dope. I love it. Absolutely love it. I don't know. I wouldn't wear it all the time, but most of the time, for sure. Absolutely. Just my opinion. I can't wait till they come out. We hope these new product features will make your experience with us even more pleasant, rather. When is it coming out, though? Pre-order, final testing, and product. So I'm going to try to get one. So pre-order launch is June. I'm going to see if I can get one and do a review for it on review of it for you guys, or on it for you guys. All right, guys. Anyways, yeah, folks coming up and missing fingers. Yeah, obviously don't wear them to work, right? I wear these silicone rings. See? It's like literally I got a 5-pack for like a couple bucks. Don't wear that shit if you're gonna be doing like me, plumbing, right? Some guy got his ring caught on a threader and it ripped his finger off. Like, yeah, I've seen a lot of guys without this finger. So silicone rings for me when I'm working, but Tangem, if you're going out, that's a dope ring. Not gonna lie. All right, guys, you have a good, safe, happy Saturday. I'll see you guys later on tonight. Misfit Mining Saturday Night Live. Hit that like button on the way out, and I'll catch you guys real soon. Peace. Have a good day.